Okay, where to even begin? I'm currently residing in a WTF moment. I am entangled in that moment and I'm swirling around in it in circles, swirling and swirling. But why? Why am I swirling in circles? Well, a few months ago, I made a video about this TikToker called Javier the Lone Survivor. Some of you may be familiar. Basically, is this guy in Spain who claims he woke up in the year 2027 and he's the only one around. Now, that sounds totally ridiculous until you watch his videos. And to say that they're convincing, to me, would be an understatement. I mean, they're beyond convincing at this point, especially with the recent revelations that just came out. Um, he goes around basically anywhere people ask him to go, he goes to, and there's nobody. There's nobody. I mean, and you people have tried to make this argument that this is lockdown and blah blah blah. It just makes no sense. He goes inside hospitals. There's nobody there. He goes inside police stations. There's nobody there. Inside grocery stores, nobody. What's interesting is that the Alexa he has tells him it's the year 2027. But the latest date he finds in his surroundings is 2021. So it's almost like time froze this year. Elsa, Frozen. Yeah. Anyway, oh, iPad Go 2. The clock stops at midnight and everything freezes. Interesting, right? Well, I'm not entirely sure. Lately, he's been doing even more brazen stuff, taking Bugattis and Lamborghinis, $1 million cars. Bugattis are $1 million cars. And just casually driving them around. Like, does this guy have some friends that are like able to loan him Bugattis? Because there aren't even that many of them around on the entire planet. Like, there's maybe 100 Bugatti owners on the earth, period. Uh, so it just begs the question, how is he going about this? And people say, oh, it's edited. I know I don't edit my videos, I just wing it, but I am familiar with editing. I have a friend in high school that actually became a film editor in Hollywood. And he showed me a lot of stuff in high school. We made a lot of short films together, actually, as well as played in a few short plays as well together. And I'm somewhat familiar with some of the tricks used and things like that, even with the older software back then. The type of editing work that it would take would require like a massive team effort. I mean, I'm talking probably like 200 people working day and night to make this a reality. I don't see how it could be done by one person. I just can't see it. I'll upload the link to not his videos directly, but the descriptions of his videos. I don't have TikTok, so I don't watch him directly. I just kind of watch him in third person. But the stuff that he does have on YouTube is beyond convincing. Beyond convincing. I mean, we're talking about completely empty beaches, empty everything. Like even during lockdown, it's completely impossible to have empty everything. Completely impossible. And what's actually going on? So, like, if this is real, what the hell is going on? I have a few theories in mind. One of them being is that he's in some kind of limbo kind of got sucked into some kind of time vortex, um, where he's kind of stuck in a stasis. I think that basically these AI supercomputers, uh, or whatever it is that's creating the Mandela effects, has created many copies of Earth, kind of like many like digital copies, for lack of a better word, for experimental purposes or as testing grounds. And actually, he could be an experiment himself. He could be a test subject in his own Truman Show, where he was kind of sucked into the stasis in a copy Earth, where they're kind of just scanning the AI. The machines are scanning, analyzing his thoughts, processing him, his reactions, things of this nature, to like really dig deep into the human mind and the state of complete like abandonment, basically, and loneliness. And he might not be the only one. He just was lucky enough to, be able to somehow transmit messages into our current timeline. There might be many others who have succumbed to strange disappearances and are also in this sort of experimental type of environment, like like some kind of stage was created for them for whatever reason. But I think that many copies, or at least portions, segments of the Earth, have been made by supercomputers, for a variety of different purposes. Um, if he is actually in 2027 in our current future, I don't know what to think. Um, I don't know what could have possibly caused that to happen, for everyone to vanish like that. And then there's also the very strange thing of food not rotting, of things not decaying, things not going bad, and that's why it's like in a time limbo. It's not it's not passing through time, whatever he's in. It can't. Well, things are not decaying or flowing. It's like it's sort of just static and it's not moving. Food would be, of course, long gone. There would be grass growing everywhere and wild animals. There's nothing. It's like a stage or something. It's just so bizarre. I don't know what to make of it. I don't understand how you could fake this. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm sure there is a way if you put in the effort, but it just seems ridiculous. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna try to find a video about him and link it below. I have had dreams lately, but they're so dumb. I'll just give you a brief overview. I just didn't want to share them because they're so kind of silly. I was uh I was like in a zoo in my underwear, walking around, and like it was like really hot outside. And then my current wife like comes up to me and like gives me a baby, and I like stare at it. And I'm like thinking to myself, this is not my baby. So I try to give it back, and she just runs away. So I'm like walking around the zoo looking all over for her, trying to give her back this baby, which is funny because I've been wondering if she's pregnant lately. And the other dream was I was in a gunfight with Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, it looked just like him, whoever it was. That's the extent of my dreams lately. So let me know what you think about Javier the Lone Survivor.